Curiosity is the cure. That's the thing that's going to get you out of this funk. Why aren't you playing? You want to play, but you're not. How can I play? How can I play? It's a bit of a vague question, but I got this question a little while ago, more than a little while ago, and it's pretty deep, it's pretty vulnerable. I'm gonna share the question with you, and I'm gonna share my best shot at the answer with you. But let me just say that I've been wanting to answer this question for some time and not doing it. And my previous video about Sonny Rollins, where I was sharing the Eternal Triangle solo that was so impactful for me, I came home from Japan all jet lagged. I found out about Sonny Rollins passing, and my first thought was, I should make some sort of really comprehensive video essay about all of the Sonny Rollins influences on me, or all the ways that Sonny Rollins has influenced me, et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, I'll never do that. I'll never make that video. I know I won't. So I just posted about this one solo. And that got me thinking about this, which has been sitting on my desk for too long. And the reason I haven't answered it is because I feel compelled to give it the perfect answer, which of course no such thing exists. But what does that mean to me? It means that when I'm the one seeking answers, like I know that feeling of you're searching the internet and you're trying to find like the solution. You just want somebody to give you the blueprint, the step-by-step. So of course I've delayed for months and not answered Matt's question. So I'm going to read this question from Matt. How can I play? Hi, Bob. I just found a 6-year-old video of you in the car talking with Jay Metcalf about balancing your work and life and finding time to play or practice. I found the video during a somewhat hopeless search for insight into why I'm not playing the horn I love and what I could do about it. I'm a single father to a 12-year-old boy, and I basically haven't been able to play music since he was born. The thing is, I don't really understand why I'm not playing. I've loved the saxophone, its sound, the way it looks, the way people play it since I was a kid. I love it, all caps. 3 years ago, I found a beautiful silver-plated SBA and spent gobs of money on it thinking, now is my chance to get started again. But 3 years later, I'm still not playing. Much of it is getting to bed every night at midnight or later after washing dishes, making and eating dinner, helping with homework, packing lunches, doing dishes, folding clothes, and returning days-old emails. Oh my gosh, describing my life to a T. Only difference is I have a partner. I'm not doing it on my own. More on that later. But I think there's something else going on as well that's stopping me, because every now and then I have a few minutes available and I choose to do something else besides playing. This, even while agreeing every night that if I die having not spent more time playing the saxophone, I'll have wasted a precious part of my life. Have you been down this road? And if so, did you find the answer? Thanks, Matt. Woo! That's a hefty question there. So, a couple of things. One, like I just mentioned, all of this laundry list of things, no pun intended, that he's describing. This is my day-to-day. I have a 10, he's actually 11. It'll be 11 in a couple of days. 11-year-old son. We have a nearing 15-year-old daughter. If you go back in the archives of my YouTube channel, you will see video of them when they were just getting started. I started doing those vlogs when Hudson he wasn't even a year old. Yeah, it's a lot raising a kid or kids, and I totally empathize with doing it as a single parent, not because I am one, but because I'm the product of one. I was raised by my mom. My mom raised my younger brother and I saw that challenge firsthand. I lived it. I didn't just see it. I lived it. And I understand so much more now as a parent than I did when I was living through it as a kid. But she did a great job. She did a darn great job. And it's incredible when I look back on it, because I sometimes feel like I can barely keep my head above water with the two kids, and I have myself and my wife. So, okay, I want to get into this question, though, because regardless of whether you're raising a kid or not, you may have experienced this feeling of, why aren't you playing? You want to play, but you're not. Or you find yourself making excuses, might not be the word, but, what Matt is describing here. I don't get it. I'll have a few minutes available and I choose to do something else besides playing. What is that? What is that about? I know what that procrastination is all too well. I think I'm going to take a shot at this and try to get to Matt's question here. Matt, this is for you, but I'm sure that other people can relate. I think it comes from indecision. So yeah, you want to play the saxophone, but the problem is, here's the problem. It's not enough to just look at the saxophone. It's not enough to just buy a brand new, beautiful saxophone. Like, I've done this before, yes. So here's my Mark VI. This is what I've played forever and a day, okay? It was a vintage horn when I bought it. I bought it in the 90s and it was from the 60s. And now I've played it for 30 years, so it's like double vintage. Okay, but some years later, I bought this, a beautiful mint condition SBA. It's not silver plated, but it is original lacquer. Look at this honey colored lacquer SBA, beautiful horn. It's not enough to just have it there sitting on the stand, staring at it, going, look, isn't that pretty? I should be inspired and want to play. You need more than that. And I think part of what's stopping you from just diving in is like, well, what the heck do I do? Do I practice? Do I play a scale? Do I put on a play along? What do I play? And chances are, when you're not playing very much, quick sidetrack. I surf. I have a hard time calling myself a surfer because these days I surf incredibly infrequently. But here's the thing. When I finally get to the beach and go surfing, and if I have a good day, it might have been a year since the last time I was in the water with a surfboard. I'll probably go to the beach the very next day because I'm psyched about it. And I just did it. And then a week goes by, and then 2 weeks. And before you know it, I'm feeling out of shape again. So I'm going, I don't know, is it worth the trip? Is it worth all the trouble? Is it worth the time? What if I get there and there are no waves? What if I get there and the waves are too big and I can't really handle them? And which is probably more likely the case. Things start to get in the way of doing it. So what I'm getting at, Matt, is that the more you go without practicing, without touching the instrument, without playing, actually the harder it is to get back to doing it, because the more separated you are from that good feeling. And then you go to pick up the horn and it feels like do, like dog doo-doo. You know what I mean? Like the sound, nothing feels right, and that's discouraging, so you put it down. I promise I am coming to at least my solution here. It's ready and waiting. So I think a lot of it is like indecision. What should you do with that time? So my recommendation here, and Matt, I say this as one who, like I said, raised as the child of a single parent, but also an active current in the throes of parenting kids the same age as your son right now, and basketball games and schoolwork and pickups and drop-offs and after-school things and homework and lunches and dishes and dishes and dishes and dishes and laundry and all of that stuff, along with everything else like touring and running my business and teaching lessons and teaching it. Anyway, you don't need my laundry list of stuff, but we all have many, many things going on. So I still, even as a professional, I have kind of some of the same issues that you do quite often. The only difference is that because of my circumstances, I'm for sure likely to be pushed into playing the horn on a near daily basis for one reason or the other. My suggestion is that you narrow the focus to a small window of time. So I'm going to say 30 minutes. I'm going to actually take it a step further and say, the old Pomodoro technique, which is 25 minutes. You get a little kitchen timer, you set it for 25 minutes, and when that 25 minutes is up, you would take a 5-minute break, and then you would do another 25 minutes, 5-minute break, then take a 10-minute break, whatever. That's the Pomodoro technique. I find so often that the power of starting this, if I press start on that timer, now I'm engaged in whatever the task is. But here's my limitation exercise for you, Matt. 25 minutes, and that's all you get. You're not allowed to go longer than that. Oh man, I just erased this. You only get 25 minutes. You can find 25 minutes. That's the thing. Some part of you is finding other things to do because, again, you're overwhelmed. What should I play? How long should I play? How do I know when I've played enough, et cetera, et cetera. You only get 25 minutes. That's all I'm allowing you for now, okay? For the next, let's just say for the next month. Don't break the rule. Don't go longer. You might be tempted. Just do 25 minutes and stop. And that's it. When that timer goes off, you're done. Now let's talk about what to do in those 25 minutes. So the first thing is a limitation. This is gonna make it so that when you're trying to, when you have those choices, you think, well, listen, of my whole day, where and when does it make sense to put this 25 minutes in? You're gonna have to figure that out for yourself. It might be in the morning, it might be at night, it depends on where you can make noise, et cetera, but maybe it's during the day, whatever. You'll figure it out because all you get is 25 minutes. You can find 25 minutes in your day to pick up the saxophone, and that's it. You know what? If you pick up the saxophone and you just hold it for 25 minutes. You just hold it. You were talking about all these things that I so relate to here, like I've loved the saxophone, its sound, the way it looks, the way people play it since I was a kid. Yeah, the way it looks. So just sit there and look at it for 25 minutes. I dare you. I dare you to sit there with a timer on for 25 minutes, holding your beautiful new silver-plated SBA and not play it. I have a feeling that's going to be difficult for you, all right? So let's just say that you're not able to sit and only hold it and only look at it, and you decide to start playing in that 25 minutes. My recommendation is you go to the source, you go to the music. You don't start with something tactical like, as much as I'm a huge believer in and lover of fundamentals of all sorts, long tones and practicing slow, and I could go on and on about that. I mean, I've made videos about this stuff for 15 years, but as much as I love fundamentals, I don't think that's where a person in your position should start. You need to connect to the love part of it, to the excitement, to the enthusiasm, to the passion part of it. You need that to inform every other decision that you make. So you want to go to the music. Now I'm going to go with, just because it's topical right now, but I've been thinking a lot about this album, Sonny Rollins' Saxophone Colossus. Obviously, we at the time of making this video, we lost Sonny less than 1 week ago. There are 5 songs on this album, and it was given 5 stars by Downbeat Magazine. Take that for what it's worth, but here's the quote. Rollins displays humor, gentleness, a delicate feeling for beauty. I find this entire album excellent on all counts and for all persons concerned. It's a masterpiece. There's no doubt about it. So I'm gonna go to the first track, St. Thomas. I remember still what I felt like. When I hear this now, I remember what it felt like when I was in high school, and I was like 10th grade, and I was hearing this for the first time. So this comes to the inspiration part. So you got your 25-minute timer on. I was thinking about playing this whole song, but it's gonna take too long. I'm just gonna play a snippet of the song, all right? So here's the, let me get rid of this loop for a second. Okay, let's just listen to this a minute. That part right there. When I'm listening along to this and I hear that moment, it's like goosebumps, hair stands up on the back of my neck, whatever. That's my trigger. Okay, I'm in the music now. It's a song. It's St. Thomas. It's not a book of licks. It's not reading out of a lead sheet, real book, Eberswald. I'm in the music. I'm going to deal with the music at the music level. I'm going to use this lovely little app, the amazing Slowdowner, to capture a loop, not to slow it down, but just to capture a moment. So let's do that. So I've got this saved, and here it is. And then I just jump in. You just start. I want to capture that line. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. And then we start to find those notes. Da-da-da-da. So inside of this 25-minute window that I'm recommending, that's it. That's one phrase. I'm advising you to start with a great saxophone player, some great music that resonates for you. It doesn't have to be this, but you could do a lot worse. and just start going after it. Just go get it. Just go get some of that music. And here's one of the things why this is so amazing. You're now in the music. You're not playing something to prepare you for being part of that music. You are starting inside the actual environment, which you would like to do more of. You know what? Does that make sense? Like you're playing along with somebody like this. It just feels good. The trick is looping it. For me, the trick is looping it. And that allows me to just zone in and kind of meditate on it. I teach this stuff in depth in my studio. Links in the description if you're curious. If you do this and you work it up a couple of notes at a time, you've got yourself a challenge. You've got yourself a set of restrictions or a limitation around it, like it's time boxed. And you know what? If you get a couple of notes today and that's it and the time's up, great. Fine. You can't come back to it until tomorrow. But you're going to find that invigorates you. You're excited now tomorrow. You know what to do tomorrow. You have something to jump into. You know, you're not starting from scratch tomorrow and then the next day. And then if you get when you get a phrase like this, you're just looping the bejesus out of it because you're having, I'm thinking about, the articulation, the time feel, the way he's making these eighth notes straight. And then I'm going, what's the harmony underneath here? Okay, it's 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. How do I know that? Well, I'm also listening to the bass. Ba da 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 da. You could look it up too. You could look up the song. You're gathering information. I could have just said this up front. Curiosity is the cure. Curiosity is the cure. That's the thing that's going to get you out of this funk and onto the horn and having fun with it. So even in this one small line, this Sonny line here, I'm discovering, I'm connecting dots for myself in my own way. I'm going, that's interesting. So how he kind of goes up the 3 minor chord and then he hits the G, which is kind of like the flat 13 of that B7, then he comes down to the D sharp, and then the F sharp goes to the C. It's like the flat 9, and then the way he plays over E minor is like G major on the way up, but then he does this thing, drops down the octave, and then it's G, and then it becomes like B flat dominant. That's interesting. F, C sharp, B flat, A flat. It's kind of, I'm talking to myself this whole conversation. I'm having a dialogue about what I am discovering and how it makes sense for me. Here's the song. These are the chord changes. Here's what the person is doing. It sounds really good. Why? And we start to put those things together. And this is what I do. I've done this forever. I've been doing this with my students. This is what I do with my students at USC. I've been doing this with my students in my virtual studio for 15 years. We've got 15 years worth of monthly transcription challenges where I break stuff apart like this. We get into this. It's healing. It's exciting. You're going to find enthusiasm when you come at it this way. So start in the music, make it small. I've got a video on my channel you could search for from years ago called Make It Smaller. That'd be a good one to check out. And I know this is a long ramble here, but you know what? If I try to redo it or edit it, I'll end up going without answering you. So I hope this has been somewhat helpful. I'm sure not definitive, but just to kind of say, hey brother, you're not alone in this. I can guarantee you that. And you're doing the Lord's work. God bless you and your son. And just keep at it, man. I know you're giving it everything you got, and it's a really heroic challenge, and I applaud you for that. Like I said, I've lived on that side of it too, on the kid side of it. So anyway, I'm repeating myself now. So let's just go out with a little bit of loop of this great Sonny Rollins lick.